Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Red Dragon, Pearls of Wisdom, Gossip Girl, Glitter Girl, Pivotal Comet, I Know Capone, Jane. Yeah, we're just going to talk about some shade going on around the tube. Hey, Pop Drama, Puss in Boots, Water Ski Mom. So, it hasn't been that long ago. I'm not real familiar with Mandy Lynn. Hey, Badger Girl, Christy, Carla Marie, Mimi, Red Dragon. I'm not that familiar with Mandy Lynn, so some of these other Patreons of Laura's might be, I know, are more familiar with her. But I was around when, hey Sarah, Steve, I was around when all the, shit kind of blew up, at least on the outside looking in. And I went over to listen to, let me give you a little background on Mandy Lynn from my perspective. I had seen some, hey Devil's Candy, Melanie Renee, I had seen some screenshots put out by Mandy Bell that, I mean, they kind of look for real. Hey, Only Fools Lie. They kind of look for real. I mean, they look like Mandy Lynn had said or done something to somebody on the internet that was pretty horrible. And I repeated it. Hey, Beyond DJ. And I repeated it. Natalie from CA. Hello, everybody. But I repeated it, and I repeated it a couple times. And Mandy Lynn came into my live stream one day, and she said, please stop repeating that. You don't know what you're talking about. Mandy Bell is lying. And I was like, you know what? She's right. I shouldn't repeat it because I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. The ones Mandy faked. Yeah. So I quit talking about it. I never repeated it again. Mandy Lynn was right. I shouldn't, don't talk about it if you don't know about it. The text messages looked real. Oh, I don't know about those, Capone. I know which ones you're talking about. Hey, Cork. But, so I just quit talking about it. So okay, then in my live stream that day, Laura was in here. And Mandy Lynn's like, look, Laura, I don't want any problems. I just want to be left alone. I just want to, just leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. Blah, blah, blah. So, a little background on Mandy Lynn is when she left Patreon, she took some private stuff with her. And it pissed off the Patreons, as well it should. Patreons is supposed to be a private group. So, kind of pissed off the other Patreons. I don't blame them. I wasn't a Patreon then. So, exactly. Show proof or it's a lie. So, I just, I don't have a lot to say about it. Even when I'm talking to OG Patreons about it, I admit, guys, I wasn't around back then, so I don't know, I don't know much about it. They were there, they know about it. And so I quit talking about the thing that Mandy Bell had put out about her. And then she came in here and said she just wanted to be left alone. She just wanted to do her own thing, blah, blah, blah. So then I noticed that she teams up with Mandy Bell. Hence comes Slow Burn. Trust me, everybody knew from the get-go Slow Burn was Mandy Bell. It was not Mandy Lynn. Even ex-Patreons who didn't care much for Mandy Lynn were like, this is not Mandy Lynn. She couldn't even do a screenshot, much less a damn video. Blah, 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 blah. Not to mention, Mandy Bell used the same exact videos for Slow Burn that she did when she was trolling Molly Golightly. So it wasn't too hard to put it together, guys. It really, it doesn't take a damn genius to figure this stuff up. So then I go over and I'm listening to Mandy Lynn, and she's saying that there are current Patreons that are messaging her saying that Laura and Mandy Bell are working together. Well, let me tell you something. She's offered not 1 ounce of proof. Not 1 ounce of proof. They have been trying for so hard. Exactly, Mimi. What are you supposed to believe? So they have been trying so hard to discredit Laura's Patreon. And I don't know how many in here is in Laura's Patreon. I don't know if you know how many's in this chat that's in Laura's Patreon. I don't have a clue. But I can tell you that anybody with half a brain that believes that anyone was ever forced to do anything is crazy. If anyone really believes that they have to fear leaving an organization or a group that they pay to be a part of, I mean, let's think about this for a minute. What are they in fear of? Are they in fear of being doxxed? Well, let's think about this for a minute. Did Laura dox anybody? Did you ever see Laura put out their private information or anything like that? No. Yes, Mandy Lynn did it. Mandy Lynn admitted it being her. No. Are we talking about slow burn still? Because remember, we were supposed to believe it was Mandy Lynn, but it turns out it was Mandy Bell, which we knew it was Mandy Bell all along because of her video styles and the way she talks and just everything about it just had Mandy Bell written all over it. I don't know why she just didn't do it under her Mandy Bell account. And we all know this saga between Mandy Bell and Marianne. And I'm not a Marianne fan. But, come on, Mandy Bell. Let it go. Let it go. You know, you sit on panels and talk shit about each other, but we all know Marianne was the secret mole Patreon that paid to get into Patreon. And we all know this. This is not a secret. This was called out a long time ago. So, you have these people running around trying to destroy Laura's Patreon. And I'm talking as a Patreon. Now, you'll get the Clary T's and the Aussie Vicks and the Batty Boops that'll say, well, you're not part of private groups. Well, if there is a private group, and I don't believe there is, but if I'm not part of it, I don't care. It obviously doesn't pertain to me. Hey, John. But you got Mandy Lynn over there who says she just wants to come back to YouTube. She just wants to do her thing. She just wants to hang out with her new friends and all that. But she's not doing that. Hey, Manda T. She's not doing that. If she was doing that, then nobody would be talking about her. She's over there. Every single video the girl has made on her own has been about Laura and now Mandy Bell. It's shady all the way around. Mandy Lynn takes private information outside of a private Patreon, which pisses everybody off. Everybody. And we're supposed to believe her. Dance Mom 123 gets on a panel over at Diana Wendy's and cries and swears on her children's life that Laura went into her Facebook, wrote these big, long, horrible paragraphs of stuff, then logged out, went back in under Laura, and talked to herself. I don't know why they care what groups Laura has. I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. But there's so much shade going on out there. So who do you believe? Do you believe Mandy Lynn, who left a private group and took stuff with them, which ended up pissing everybody off? A Clary T, Batty Boop, everybody that's friends with her now. Okay, they can forgive and forget, obviously. Or do you believe Mandy Bell, who's had her hand caught in so many cookie jars? Hey, come on. The shade is just insane out there. It's just crazy. When I was listening to Mandy Lynn, not 1 ounce of proof. She's saying that there are current Patreons coming to her with bullshit stories. But she's not going to put up any proof. She's not going to put up any proof. She's just going to throw it out there, see if it sticks. And of course, there'll be people who don't like Laura or, whatever, and they'll run with it. They both are shady the house, yes. So Mandy Bell gets called out as being slow burn. And I don't even know what went on over there that night. I didn't even watch it. She gets called out as being slow burn. Obviously, Mandy Lynn was dropping the goods on her. So she left Laura's chat after screaming out a totally false accusation about an OG Patreon that Laura knew better. Laura knew better. And Laura told her, you better come with some proof or you can get the fuck up out of here. Because, Mandy Bell had to get her last jab in before she ran over and tried to clean up her mess. Hey, Kimberly, over there on Slow Burn's channel. Because Mandy Lynn was dropping the dime on her. Marty McFly, if I ever leave Patreon, I'm exposing everyone's cats and dog photos. Marty, you best not. Because you'll be on my next call-out stream. Marty is shady the house. But for all these people out there that's listening, it was your kids, bitch. You want me to go back and replay it? I swear on my kids. I swear on my mother. You want me to go back and play it? Okay, I'm glad you're in here, Kim. I'm glad you're in here. Do you really think people believe that story? Do you really think people believe that story? That Laura went into your fucking Facebook, typed these big old long paragraphs to herself, and then roll back in as herself and answers herself. Do you know how fucking stupid that sounds, Kim? Now, you want me to go back and pull it up? Hey, Janelle, want me to go back and pull it up on Diane's live stream? Because if I were you, I'd ask Diane to edit that out. So, there's another one. Mommy of 3, or Dance 123, whatever she is now. So she hooks up with Mandy Bell. She's never showed proof that any of that went on. They just all left Patreon and just decided that they were going to throw, hey Trisha, not Trish, they were going to throw all this shade out there. And in most cases, they look like fucking idiots because they didn't show an ounce of proof. And yes, you did, Kim. You got up there on Diane's live stream. Go listen to what you said, Kim. Maybe you were in your tears so deep that you don't remember what you said. Yeah, Mandy Bell, who she hates, blah, blah, blah. So now you got Mandy Lynn over there saying that, Laura's giving out addresses and all that shit. It's not happening, folks. It's not happening. Laura is not conspiring behind the scenes with Mandy Bell. How many times has Laura said in her live stream Mandy Bell, you're a fucking idiot. Get out of here. But it's really funny because Mandy Lynn just said on her other video that even Laura won't accept Mandy Bell's dumb shit. Even Laura. And Kim wants to run in here and say that I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, Kim, go pull up the live stream. I'd play it for you, but Diane would probably strike me. So all they're doing is, number one, in the beginning, they were trying to justify their creepy shit. They were trying to justify their creepy shit. Now they have this thing that they want to destroy Laura's Patreon. Why Laura's Patreon has anything to do with them anymore is beyond me. They're not in it. The things that they showed were disgusting on their parts as well. So I never understood this. Laura says, this is my business. For anyone to think I would destroy my own business for some drama just shows how truly fucking stupid they are. But, you know, for new Patreons that's coming into Patreon, or that's, you know, I'm fairly new. So when a lot of this stuff comes up, I tell the OGs, man, I don't know much about it. I wasn't around back then. But I have seen the things that have been put out there. So is all of YouTube. Oh yeah, Kim has talked about how crazy Mandy Bell is. They've all done it. But they've kissed and made up. And that's okay. You know, if they can be friends with whoever they want to be friends with. No, I don't care. I mean, but you got Shady talking about Shady talking about Shady. And it's like, are we serious here? Guys, I'm not even acknowledging the trolls, so just knock them out. I mean, I give Kim credit. At least she came in here under her real profile. But if I have to go back and pull up the clip on Diane's panel where she swears on her kids, on her parents, whatever, I'll do it. Take Mandy Bell, Laura, and the truth out of the equation. What do they have to talk about? And they can talk all they want. But I just want people to use their brains for, you know, use their heads for something besides a hat rack. And, you know, try to say to yourself, you know, would I really pay to be in a group where one individual can tell me who to talk to, what to say, what to write, who to contact? Come on, man, it makes no sense. Mandy Lynn left because her stupid, stanky butt was afraid of Kim, mommy of 3, and no one would ever deny that. Poor Mandy couldn't be as close to me as Kim was, and poor Mandy Lynn left and threw a fit. Well, there's been a couple leave and throw a fit. I've witnessed that myself. But, you know, it's starting to piss off the current Patreons because, okay, it's been put out there. Shitty conversations were spoke about in private side chats, not Patreon. Private side chats, Facebook side chats that have nothing to do with Patreon. So when I was listening to it over there, I thought, wait a minute, Mandy Lynn, you just said not too long ago that you didn't want no part of it. You didn't want to mess with you didn't want to mess with you didn't want to mess with Laura. You didn't want to mess with stuff in the past. But that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You know, and it's not working. Laura's Patreon is getting better and better and stronger and stronger. And you're just starting to look like vindictive bitches. Are they talking about Tawanda now? See, that's, oh my God. Why can't they leave people alone? Leave. Tawanda's relationship with Laura is nobody's business. Is Tawanda in here? I don't even see her. Is she in here? Come on, Lolly. So is Tawanda in here? I don't see her. Oh. See, I'm pretty close to Tawanda, and I don't even know what's going on between her and Laura, because guess what? It's between her and Laura. Now, do I feel slighted because Tawanda didn't call me or Laura didn't text me to tell me there's a problem? Nope. Because guess what? That's between them, folks. That's between them. Pop Drama. Fuck with one, you fuck with us all. No, they're just going to try to make it a big deal. Come on. You know, we've said all along, they're just going to start trying to pick at your Patreons. They're going to pick and pick and pick. Tawanda is a beautiful person. Believe it or not, Laura is a human being. Tawanda is a human being. I am a human being. And sometimes we snap at each other. Trust me, I snapped at a Patreon the other day, and I had to go back in and apologize because I snapped at her. Get rid of, no, you can't fuck. You can't fuck you all, but you can fuck off. That's what you can do. Yeah, they're doing to Tawanda what they did to Jamana. But it's not their business. Tawanda is a smart person. She's going through a lot right now. She's going through a lot right now in her life. Her brother is ill. Her dad is not well. She's busting her ass working. So of course they're going to try to go for Tawanda. But the mods are asleep. Wake up, mods. But there's just a lot of shade going on. There's going to be some more shade put out. It's going to be uncovered tonight. And you're going to start seeing where a lot of this stuff is coming from. I don't know if it's going to be done on Katie's. I don't know if it's going to be done on Laura's. I don't know. Yeah, they're zooming in on people close to Laura. Yes, Tweety Bird, I see you. Hello. Well, what's that tell you, Laura? If you can't see half of them, then it's people that are against you, that have blocked you so that they can do this. So they can come into streams and talk shit. But I'm telling you, if you're out there and you're listening and you want to become a Patreon to anyone, to any creator, if you honestly believe that that creator has some sort of power over you, then save your money and don't become a Patreon, because that is the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. I am a very strong-minded, strong-willed, loudmouth person. Nobody could ever nobody could ever convince me to do something I didn't want to do. Nobody could convince me to say something I didn't want to say. Nobody could convince me to contact somebody I didn't want to contact. So for people to actually run with this, and this has been run with for months, and it's still going on. Trisha. I don't know how they would, I don't know. I didn't know anything about it. And me and Tawanda talk daily. But I can promise you, Jilly, it's not Laura putting it out there. So maybe there's a mole, but what are they getting? What are they getting? What is this mole getting out of this? Tawanda and Laura have not had a fight. Okay. Perplexed. I got some tea on the other hit. Okay, cool. I don't know what that means, but I'll hit you up in our private chat here in a little bit. The one where we're plotting to take down the world. And then when I just hear it, and I'm like, man, there's just shady everywhere. And then I start seeing proof of shady. But it's not coming from Laura's side. The shady that I'm seeing is coming from people out there that you would never even imagine. You don't want to know, Cork. Hang on, I got to get my dog in. Come on, Lolly. Come on, Lolly. Come on. Come on. The shade is not coming from Laura. It's not coming from Patreon. It's coming from people that either was a Patreon and has left, or people that are not Patreons who know nothing about Patreon. See, I didn't even catch that, Laura. I went to bed. I didn't catch none of it. See, that's how much attention I pay. I don't know what their end game is, Natalie. I don't know. Do they think they're going to take... Do they think that they're going to take Laura's Patreon down? It's not going to work. It's done. Oh, you did catch it, Trish? I don't know. See, like I said, it's like all this doxing that's supposed to go on. I still don't know people's freaking names. That's how much attention I pay to that stuff. Come on, Lolly. But there is some shade going down, and it's starting to come in from all directions. And trust me, it's not coming from where people are thinking. If it's 180, let him get his kicks, man. He's bored. Probably not a whole lot to do in the basement. Come on, Lolly. Come on. Get the house. But this, this trying to freak out new Patreons, it's not working, man. It's not. So stop, man. Move on to some other shit like you said you were going to a month ago. A month ago, all these people were done with this. And I'll give a couple of them credit. A couple of them have really backed off and they're like, come on, man, I'm done talking about this shit. Clary being one of them. I don't see Clary talking a lot of shit. You know, but you still got those ones that just, you know, Laura, which it ain't Laura. They use her last name, but I'm trying not to use her last name because Laura's asking that people don't use her last name all the time. So, but it's just constant, man. It's like, man, when do people just say, okay, bullshit, enough is enough, it's over, we're tired of it. You know, we don't want to hear it no more. You know, it is what it is. The more they talk about it, the more people that want to join. Yeah, if nothing, just out of plain curiosity. Well, and I love Tawanda, and I love Tawanda with all my heart. But she sometimes does go into these chats and knowing they're going to come at her full steam ahead. And she tries to go in with hearts and crying emojis and shit like that, and it's not going to work. I don't know if she's cool, John, but I know she was not my cup of tea back in the day when she was still a Patreon, but that's just my personal opinion. But she's at least moving on, man. You got to give Clary T credit. You know, she's moving on. She's ready to get on with her YouTube life. But some of them just can't. And the ones that can't seem to be the shadiest of the shadies. I mean, how much longer do they have to justify their shadiness? Laura's over it. Come on. Go, Lolly. My dog is pissing me off. If Laura's over it, what are they still talking about? I don't get it. I'm just telling you. And there's some shady going on behind the scenes. Tawanda wants peace, the truth, and to be left alone. You mean like me leave her alone? Because Tawanda's my friend. Oh, no. I don't want that. Did you see that? That was ugly. I bet Brian caught that. No, I've never been told I can't go into somebody's chat. There's chats that I just choose not to go in. It's a losing battle to go into some of these chats. Oh. Waterski says, no, the truth, the haters going real life on her for her friends. Oh, no, John, that was ugly. That was ugly. Not a stick of makeup. No, that was ugly. I don't even know how that happened, but that was ugly. Yeah, okay. Call Tawanda our save Robbie of the group. She's a good person. She's got a great heart. She wants everybody to be at peace, and I love Tawanda, but it's obviously not going to work. Showed house numbers. Oh, that's okay. It's not my house. It's not my house, so I'm actually house sitting for somebody. But thank you for letting me know. It doesn't matter. Brian puts out my address, and my address is in Florida, so. And, you know, like I said, if they want to pedal on down to Florida and get me, come on with your bad self. 14 and a half Palmetto Drive. Well, Laura, you know you don't have any control over where people go. You know this. So I fully planned on calling her this afternoon because, I know that, she's going through some rough stuff. So I try to call her and stay in touch with her. But like I said, I didn't come on long. I'm not going to stay long. I just came on long enough to touch on the shady and wonder when people are going to get over it, and wonder when people realize that nobody's buying their bullshit anymore. Yeah, she is going through a lot. And I think it makes her want peace more than even if she wasn't going through a lot, Tawanda's not the big bad hard ass. She just wants to get along. She is a wonderful person, you're right. But you can't win. You can't win in some of these rooms. I'm curious too, Marty. I know part of the topic, Marty, because it actually involves me. They're not causing Patreons to leave. But, you have, like I said, you have Mandy Lynn who said, came in here, Laura, I just want to be left alone. Just leave me alone. I just want to do my thing. Just do my thing. And every single panel she's had has been about Laura until recently that her and Mandy Bell got into it. Yeah, Ben? Exactly. You can't win going into those side chats because it turns into a shit show. Ben says, I love Tawanda. She's one of the best people in the community. I think everybody can agree with you, Ben. But I think, Tawanda, as much as I love her, she has to realize that some of these people, even though they were your friend at one time and you cared about them, they don't want to be your friend anymore. So, what can you do about it? I didn't have that relationship with these people that are, Tawanda's upset about. I didn't have this relationship with them. But there's nothing, you can't make somebody want to be your friend. They do eat her up. You're right, Trisha. And she keeps on and keeps on and keeps on. And she's not going to get through to these people. And when I call her later this evening, if she answers, then that's probably what I'll talk to her about. Tweety Bird goes in Laura's chats all the time, Mimi. And I don't even have a wrench, so. But, like I said, I just came on to talk about some shade, and hopefully we'll be able to show some shade that don't have anything to do with Patreon, doesn't have anything to do with ex-Patreons, but there's some shade going on in the background that needs to be brought to the attention. I'm just a small fry here, people. I'm just one person, just a small fry in a big, I'm just a little fish in a big sea. Everyone that is doing this to Laura and reminds me of high school need to grow up. I agree. Everybody can sit on their panels and talk shit about everybody. Who cares? That's just talking shit. But when you start really trying to discredit somebody's business, now you're taking it into a realm that it doesn't need to go. Well, thank you, Meerkat, for letting us know that. Little TMI there, but did a Patreon give Diane messages? It just came up. I don't know. I haven't heard that, John. Diane's had ex-Patreons on how many times now? For resolution. I mean, how much resolution can you get out of a topic? For fuck's sakes. All I can tell you is I'm a very strong-minded person. I make up my own I make up my own mind, and until I see something that I'm uncomfortable with, then I'm gonna stay put. And so far, I've seen nothing but a good group of people that that shoot the shit with each other. Most days are just topics that are just off the wall and doesn't have anything to do with anything. So people are messy, John. People sure are messy. But I'm going to get off here, and hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks, Natalie. And just, all I'm asking you, if somebody's putting something out there, just ask for proof. You know, I've been guilty of not doing that. I've been guilty of not doing that, of not asking for proof and running with something. And it just makes me look stupid in the long run. So if somebody's putting something out there and you're like, this sounds crazy, then just say, man, prove it. Just prove it. But yes, guys, I'll see you all around the tube. Bye.